It's the Chow Chinchows JoesphGames here, your coach of the Chester Chinchous, and today is week 1 of the PDK. Our opponent is the Scarfed Sylveon and the Seattle Sylveons. And of course, this is the team prep. So, welcome to the team prep. Basically, this is me showing you my team that I've built for week 1 using the 1500 points that I was provided with this week. Every week we're usually provided with 1500 points and a theme. This week we don't have a theme, but we do still have 1500 points to work with. And basically the rules are, you use those 1500 points, each mon is assigned a points value. We're given 1500 points to spend on our mons to build a team. Every week we do that. We are not allowed to build the same team. We're not allowed to pick the same Pokemon once. We're only allowed to pick them once. We can't pick them again, ever. So, we can't pick the same Pokemon. We can't pick any of these Pokemon ever again. So, it's going to be really interesting to use them here to see what they can do for us. I don't even think we can use them again in the playoffs. So, that is going to be really interesting. There's like 721 mons, and I've just taken 6 away from myself. So, yeah. That's going to be interesting. And I don't even know, actually. I didn't actually count how many viable mons there are in this entire league structure. So, I'll have to see. But I've just taken 6 away from myself. So, we'll see. Possibly 7, actually, since I've got camera up here. And that's mega. So, we'll see. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So anyway, let's see what I built with my team. Now, in the description below, there's a link to the website, the PDK website. And basically, that'll take you through all the information you need for the PDK. It's got a list of our fixtures. It's got a list of the Pokemon that are assigned what points. It's got a list of them assigned by types. There's a list of them assigned by ranks, according to Smogon's tiering system. And of course, it's got a list of who else is in the league. So you should go and check that out to see who else is in this league and let me know what you think of them. Of course, also, I will be linking the person I am facing each and every week in the description below, their channel. I do suggest you go and check them out because they are awesome. But let's start with the team prep. So first off, we went with Calgon, our Rotom Wash. I love Rotom Wash. It's an amazing Pokemon. Its stats are really useful and it's a really good competitive Pokemon. And that's what I went with for this first set. It is a special sweeping set here. We've got with a modest nature, EVs in special attack and HP, with a little bit in special defense as well to take a few hits, which is actually kind of awesome. It has the moves Rest, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, and Hydro Pump. It is holding a Chester Berry because I want to wake up from that rest straight away and get at least 1 rest off. That's the plan. And of course we have Levitate, the ability plus Rotom Wash. So yeah, I think it's an actually really interesting set. I think Calgon is going to do some serious work for us. I'm using sets that Smogon suggests at this moment in time for my mons. I'm picking the mons and I'm using sets that Smogon suggests, both in stats and movesets. At this moment in time, it's going to take me a few more matches to learn how competitive battling works and see what I like. I can't do that first off because I barely had like 3 battles. So I'm learning. I think once I've learned, I will start building my own teams and I will start building my own sets and I will start building my own movesets and stats and everything. I will start building all of this myself once I've learned how this system works. But at this moment in time, I'm just going to go with what Smogon suggests. I hope you guys are okay with that. And then, of course, we have Lamerik, our Camerupt. I love Camerupt. I love Lamerik. It has special meaning to me, so I thought I'd bring it week 1 to the PDK. Of course, it is holding the Camerupt tonight. It has Magma Armor for the ability, but will gain Sheer Force, because we do have to evolve turn 1. As soon as we get in there, we have to Mega Evolve. So, of course, we've got Earth Power, Flamethrower, Ancient Power, and Stealth Fox. I'm considering this to be my lead. I don't know for sure just yet. Depends on what Scarf brings out as his team. He says it's trash, but then again, I don't really believe him because the fact is, my team's probably trash according to him. But I like my team. It's got we got a modest nature on this camera up. Of course, it is a bulky special sweeper. Again, EVs in special attack, special defense, and of course HP. Quite a lot of EVs in HP, but a few EVs in special defense as well. And it's really good to have this mon. I love Camerupt. Hopefully it'll do really nice for us, and seeing what it can do will be awesome. So Camerupt, I hope you're amazing for us. Then we have Tooting, our Cofagrigus, with a special defensive set running here, with EVs in special defense, a little bit in special attack, and of course some in HP as well, which is actually really useful for Cofagrigus, because Cofagrigus is really bulky, is actually a very powerful special wall to run. You can also do some physical things with it as well. It does get some good physical defense too, so if Cofagrigus is a great wall Pokemon. It just works out really nicely as a wall. And it's not even that bad points-wise too. So I'm finally picked it up. And of course it knows the moves Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Shadow Ball, and Hidden Power. Hopefully it'll be Hidden Power fighting, but it all depends on what my Jenna can do for me. So we'll see if it is Hidden Power fighting. I'll run a few tests before I have the match. And basically, if it's not, I will let you know before we have the match. But hopefully it's Hidden Power fighting, because I want Hidden Power fighting here. That's what I'd like, and it would work out really nicely if it is. We are holding the leftovers, we got Mummy for the ability. Hopefully Tooting will be amazing. We also have a Calm Nature, so we'll see. Then of course we have Wayne Rooney, our Drapion, holding the Scope Lens with Sniper for the ability. Hopefully we'll get all the crits in the world with this Drapion, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a lot of crits. It is my critting mon. It is my crit mon. Of course, it is a Adamant Nature with IVs in IVs in attack, IVs in HP. It's got EVs in attack, it's got EVs in HP, and of course it's got a titty bit of EVs in special defense as well. Oh, and of course it knows the moves Toxic Spikes, Knockoff, Cross Poison, and Swords Dance. This thing is going to destroy, hopefully. And hopefully it won't look as ugly as it's destroying, won't look as ugly as its face. That's why I called it Wayne Rooney. Because you look at Wayne Rooney's face and you look at Drapion's face, and they're just as disgusting as each other, really. But Drapion is awesome. I want this thing to sweep. I want this thing to destroy. It's going to get me all the crits, hopefully. Then, of course, we have BC, my Haxorus. The nickname for this actually came from something very special to me. My ex-Wonderlock. I actually got given a fracture and named BC. And I kind of actually like the name. I kind of like the mon. It was really useful to me. And of course, now we have a Haxorus here. This is actually a really awesome Haxorus. It is a fast physical sweeping set with Adamant Nature again here. EVs in special, EVs in attack, EVs in speed, and EVs in special defense as well. This thing is going to do the damage, hopefully, with Mold Breaker for the ability, holding the Lumberry. And the reason why I've got a Lumberry is basically because I want this thing to go off an Outrage. I want this thing to go off at least one free Outrage. That is the whole plan with this, and not to get confused. That's why we have a Lumberry here. It has Outrage, Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, and Poison Jab. It is going to be absolutely awesome to use this mon. I cannot wait to use Haxorus. I love Haxorus. It's such a good mon, and I know this set is a good set. I know the Lumberry Outrage idea I've got running can work out really nicely if you know what you're doing with it. And then, of course, we have Taz the Granville. Of course, we have to have a Granville in this set. Granville is amazing, and it only cost me like 50 points too, so it's actually really good. It's cheap as hell. And of course, I'm running a bulky band set here with an Adamant Nature again. I like Adamant Natures again, but it's what Smogon suggests, so I'm going with what Smogon suggests. We're going with a special attack. We're going with EVs in attack, EVs in HP, and a little bit of EVs in special defense as well. Not a lot though. Of course, we are holding the Choice Band, and I've got Intimidate for the ability. We're holding Play Rough, Earthquake, Close Combat, and Thunder Waves as our moveset. Basically, this mon is here to take hits if necessary, because I know that it's defensive. I know that it can handle itself in defense if necessary. But I also know that it can do some good damage as well with that choice band. And of course, being locked into moves is not always that bad. The only problem with it would be if we got locked into Thunder Wave, then we'd have to switch out immediately. But the fact is, we paralyze a one or two here and there, and so that could outwork really nicely. We don't have a rapid spinner. That is possibly a bad thing, that we don't have someone to get rid of the hacks. We have plenty of people to put down the hacks, but we don't have people to get rid of the hacks. That might be annoying. We don't have a rapid spinner, we don't have a defogger, but it could work out really well. It's a risky team, but I thought it might work really nicely to go into week 1 using this team. We got about 150 points spare left over, but of course I couldn't find the right Pokemon that would have gone with the team. For like £200, I wanted a fairy type. I got my fairy type in Granville, so I'm really happy with that. There wasn't that many fairy types at 200 points. There's a few fairy types cheap. There was a few fairy types quite cheap, but not that many of them quite cheap. Like Granville is probably the best option I got, really, unless I wanted to use something like a Florges, and I don't want to use a Florges. Well, the pre-evolution of it, but I want to use a Florges anyway. Granville is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to use it. So hopefully you guys are going to enjoy our very first match of the PDK. Of course, if you're watching this right now, there's going to be, and the battle is up, there's going to be an annotation on the screen. You can click that to go to the battle right now. If you are watching this from the battle, thank you for watching the battle. And of course, this is the team prep video, so hopefully you enjoyed how we built this team, and I'm really thinking that we should do really nicely with this team, but I don't know until the battle happens at this moment in time. We haven't had the battle yet, but you guys will see the battle very, very soon. Remember, team prep goes about 3 on the day that we battle, so videos go up on Wednesdays, so this will go up at 3 p.m, and then the battle goes up at 8. So at 8 p.m. tonight, you'll see a battle. But until then, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts and opinions about the team that I have built in the comment section down below. But until next time, I'm JoesphGames, and I will see you on the battlefield. Good night.